Today we're breaking down the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. Have you ever lost sleep over what someone said about you? Spent hours trying to change someone's mind? Or felt your blood pressure spike because people aren't doing what they should? Like you're constantly trying to manage everyone else's behavior while your own life feels out of control? Mel Robbins discovered after decades of people-pleasing and anxiety that trying to control what others think and do is the source of most of our suffering, and the antidote is shockingly simple. Let them. In this video, you will learn 6 powerful applications of the Let Them theory, including why controlling others is impossible anyway, and how letting go actually gives you more power than holding on ever could. Watch till the end to discover how to stop wasting energy on what you can't control and redirect it toward what you can. Not through complex psychology, but through a 2-word practice that instantly shifts your entire perspective. Lesson number 1, the Let Them Foundation. This first principle will free you from a burden you didn't even know you were carrying because you've been trying to do the impossible your entire life. You cannot control other people, not their actions, not their thoughts, not their feelings, not their choices. You know this intellectually, but you don't live like it's true. You spend enormous energy trying to manage what others do, think, and feel. Think about your last argument. Weren't you essentially trying to control someone's perspective? Your last worry spiral about what someone thinks of you, trying to control their opinion. Your frustration when someone doesn't text back, trying to control their priorities. Robbins realized she was exhausted not from her actual life, but from trying to manage everyone else's. Her daughter's choices, her husband's habits, her mother's opinions, strangers' judgments. She was trying to puppet master the entire world. The Let Them theory is radically simple. When people want to do something, let them. When they want to think something, let them. When they want to choose something, let them. Even when you disagree, even when it affects you, even when you know better. This isn't about being passive or not caring. It's about recognizing where your power actually lies. You have 0 power over what others do and total power over how you respond. But you've been putting all your energy in the wrong column. Every time you try to control someone else, you're abandoning your actual power, controlling yourself. You're like a driver trying to steer other cars while your own vehicle careens off the road. But here's what changes everything. When you let them, you're not giving up. You're growing up. You're acknowledging reality. People are going to do what they're going to do. Your approval or disapproval doesn't change that. Your worry doesn't change that. Your manipulation doesn't change that. Your friend who always runs late? Let them. Your parent who makes passive-aggressive comments? Let them. Your ex who's spreading rumors? Let them. Not because it's okay, but because trying to control it is making you miserable and changing nothing. The energy you waste trying to control others could be used to build your dream life, but you're too busy managing everyone else's behavior to manage your own growth. Which brings us to the hidden cost of control. Lesson number 2, the energy audit. This will shock you when you actually calculate it. You're spending 70% of your mental energy on things you have 0 control over. Robbins had her clients track their thoughts for 1 day. The results were staggering. Most mental energy went toward what others think of them, what others should do differently, imaginary arguments, defending themselves to people who aren't even there. Think about yesterday. How much time did you spend replaying a conversation, wishing someone acted differently, preparing defenses for criticism that might never come, or scrolling social media judging others' choices? That's life force you're hemorrhaging. Energy that could build your business, deepen your relationships, create your art, or heal your body. Instead, you're spending it on imaginary puppet shows where you control everyone's strings. The average person has 60,000 thoughts per day. If even half are about controlling others, that's 30,000 wasted thoughts. That's like having a smartphone with 50% battery drain from apps you never use, but the energy drain is just the beginning. Trying to control others also destroys your relationships. People feel it when you're trying to manage them. They resist, rebel, or retreat. Your control attempts create the exact opposite of what you want. Here's the brutal truth. Your need to control others comes from anxiety about yourself. If everyone behaves correctly, you feel safe. If they approve of you, you feel worthy. If they make good choices, you feel less anxious. You're using others as emotional regulation tools, but it never works. Even when people comply, it's temporary. You have to keep controlling, keep managing, keep manipulating. It's exhausting for you and repelling to them. The let them theory returns your energy to you. Every time you catch yourself trying to control someone, you say, let them, and redirect that energy toward your own life. Suddenly, you have fuel for your own growth instead of wasting it on everyone else's. Which brings us to why your help might be harmful. Lesson number 3, letting them fail. This is the hardest application of let them, especially with people you love, but their failures might be the best thing that ever happens to them, if you let them. Every time you rescue someone from their consequences, you rob them of growth. Your adult child who can't manage money, bailing them out teaches nothing. Your friend in another toxic relationship, your warnings fall on deaf ears. Your partner who won't address their health, your nagging makes it worse. Robbins watched her daughter make choice after choice she disagreed with. Every instinct screamed to intervene, correct, save. But she realized her daughter needed to learn from consequences, not from mom's wisdom. People don't learn from your experiences. They learn from their own. All your warnings, advice, and interventions just delay their learning. Sometimes people need to fail to grow. Let them. This isn't cruel, it's respectful. You're respecting their autonomy, their journey, their right to learn their own lessons. You're treating them as capable adults, not helpless children. But here's what nobody talks about. When you constantly rescue people, you're sending a message. You're not capable of handling your life. You create learned helplessness. They stop developing problem-solving skills because you always solve their problems. Your help is often about your discomfort with their struggle, not their actual needs. You can't tolerate watching them fail, so you intervene. But you're managing your anxiety, not helping them. The most loving thing is often to let them experience natural consequences, not with judgment or I told you so, but with compassion and boundaries. I love you, and I trust you to figure this out. Your role isn't to prevent their mistakes, it's to love them through their mistakes. And sometimes, the most loving thing is to step back and let them learn. When you stop rescuing, something beautiful happens. People discover their own strength. They develop resilience. They stop needing you to save them because they learn to save themselves. Which brings us to the freedom in other people's opinions. Lesson number 4, let them judge. This principle will liberate you from the prison of public opinion, because what others think of you is none of your business. Someone thinks you're selfish? Let them. Someone disappointed in your choices? Let them. Someone spreading rumors about you? Let them. Their opinions belong to them, not you. Robbins spent decades contorting herself to manage everyone's opinion. Being extra nice so people would like her, over-explaining so people would understand, achieving more so people would respect her. She was performing for an audience that wasn't even paying attention. Here's the truth. People aren't thinking about you nearly as much as you think. They're too busy worrying what you think of them. Everyone's starring in their own movie, where everyone else is just an extra. Even when people do judge you, their judgment says more about them than you. Someone calling you selfish? They might be projecting. Someone criticizing your parenting? They're probably insecure about theirs. Someone mocking your dreams? They're threatened by your courage? You'll never be able to control the narrative. Even if you're perfect, people will find fault. Even if you're kind, someone will call you fake. Even if you succeed, someone will say you got lucky. Let them. But here's the real freedom. When you stop managing others' opinions, you start living authentically. You make choices based on your values, not their approval. You speak your truth instead of what they want to hear. You become yourself instead of performing yourself. The people who judge you for being authentic weren't your people anyway. Your real people will love you more for being real. The others? Let them think whatever they want while you live your actual life. Your reputation in other minds isn't your responsibility. Your character in real life is. Focus on being someone you respect, not someone everyone respects. Because universal approval is impossible, but self-respect is entirely in your control. Which brings us to the surprising power of letting them leave. Lesson number 5, let them leave. This is where let them becomes truly transformative. When someone wants to leave your life, let them. They're making room for someone better. Your friend who ghosted you? Let them. Your ex who chose someone else? Let them. The job that didn't hire you? Let them. Fighting to keep people who don't want to stay is like holding water, exhausting and impossible. Robbins realized she'd spent years chasing people who were walking away, trying to convince them to stay, to see her value, to choose her. But convincing someone to love you never creates real love. When someone leaves, they're doing you a favor. They're saying, I'm not your person. Believe them. Thank them. Let them go make room for someone who is. Think about every person who left your life that you desperately tried to keep. Are you devastated about them now? Usually, you realize they were wrong for you anyway. Their leaving was redirection, not rejection. But here's what we miss. The energy you spend trying to keep people could be spent finding your actual people. Every moment you chase someone walking away is a moment you're not available for someone walking toward you. Rejection is information. It tells you where you don't belong, so you can find where you do. But when you fight rejection, you miss the message. You're so busy trying to fit where you don't, that you never find where you do. Let them leave also applies to outgrowing. When you evolve and others don't, let them stay where they are. Not everyone is meant to go where you're going. Some people are meant to be chapters, not the whole book. The right people don't need convincing. They see your value without you performing it. They choose you without you begging. They stay without you holding them hostage. Everyone else? Let them find their people while you find yours. Which brings us to the ultimate application. Lesson number 6, let you. The most powerful application of let them isn't about others. It's about finally giving yourself permission to be human. You make a mistake. Let you. You feel sad? Let you. You need rest? Let you. You've been controlling yourself even harder than you've been controlling others. Robbins discovered that beneath trying to control everyone else was brutal self-control. Every mistake triggered self-attack. Every emotion was judged. Every need was questioned. She was her own harshest critic and strictest warden. But the same principle applies. Let you be human. Let you feel what you feel. Let you want what you want. Let you be imperfect. You're trying to control yourself into perfection, and it's making you miserable. Think about your internal dialogue. Would you talk to a friend that way? The constant criticism? The impossible standards? The harsh judgments? You're trying to punish yourself into growth, but shame doesn't create change. It creates paralysis. Let you means, when you're tired, rest without guilt. When you're sad, cry without judgment. When you fail, learn without shame. When you succeed, celebrate without qualification. But here's the transformation. When you let you model permission for others. Your self-acceptance gives others permission to accept themselves. Your authenticity invites theirs. Your humanity connects to theirs. The control you're trying to have over yourself and others comes from the same place. Fear. Fear you're not enough. Fear others will see it. Fear if you let go, everything falls apart. But when you let you be exactly who you are, you discover you were enough all along. Not perfect, but enough. Not finished, but worthy. Not in control, but okay. Let you want the promotion without apology. Let you leave the relationship without guilt. Let you set boundaries without explanation. Let you be too much for some and exactly right for others. Let me simplify this into something you can use immediately. The let them theory isn't about not caring. It's about caring about the right things. Let them control their life while you control yours. Let them have their opinions while you have your peace. Let them leave while you let yourself grow. Start today with one simple practice. Notice when you're trying to control someone, their actions, thoughts, or feelings. Say, let them out loud or in your head. Then ask yourself, what can I control here? Focus only on that. Watch how your anxiety drops, your relationships improve, your energy returns. You're not giving up. You're growing up. You're not losing control. You're finding it where it actually exists. Because here's what Robbins discovered. The moment you stop trying to control everything is the moment you gain control of the only thing that matters, yourself. Remember, let them. 2 words that change everything. If you found this helpful and want to dive even deeper, grab your copy below. For more book summaries packed with actionable takeaways without the fluff, subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.